So, welcome everybody. What we're going to do today is a tutorial for speedrunning the Hunger episode 2, first of all. And you find a lot of information on the speedrun.com's page for the Hunger. There you will find how to set up the game and how to get your run started and everything. Yeah, let me just have a quick look so that I can actually show you maybe a path that might be interesting to know. What you need to have in your file. Episode 2. And with which I'm gonna work here. There are save files that you can find in the resources for episode 2 and episode 1 start, because they don't immediately start. What you would want to have is this save file, and then you have this command. As you can see in the guide section, there it is explained more thoroughly. And here you have this save file, start ep2 save. It basically is the map number, map day 16. Let's just have a quick look if we will come out there at this point. Yeah, as you can see here, the episode is starting, but that's not the actual start of the run. The start of the timer is a little delayed. It's like here. Now look again. Here's the start of the timer. That's important to know. First thing you might want to know here is that you can actually stand in front of this thing. You have to find out where exactly to actually get out of here. Then the common strategy is to use this thing and blow him up. So when you're using it, you can aim like down there, and then you can shoot him. You need to damage him, you need to kill him to get his gun, because you will need his gun later on. I'm gonna do it again, because this is a timing thing. So you aim like down here, you have to stand behind the truck. You will find that out once you start running the game. As you can see, I'm running the game on 250 FPS. That's pretty important, because some of the tricks are easier that way. At the moment you can see over there are two security guards still standing there, and the gate is open. When I proceed, the gate will close. This is managed by a trigger that is right down there. I'm gonna do the whole proceeding again and make a quick save so that I can proceed from there. There's the trigger. The first thing you need is to find out how to jump over this trigger. That's not that easy, but with a little practice you can do it like this. So now something happened that you don't want to happen. It's that all of the 4 security guards are still standing there. That happens when you are too fast. So you need to delay the situation a little bit. You can try and hurry stuff, and that might be a new strategy to do. But the problem will just be that you will face overpowered security guards. And that's a real problem. I don't know why they don't react right now, I have to say. It's a little weird. So it's just 2 now, or 3. So when you're fast enough, this guy here won't even do anything. So if it's just 3 standing there and 1 has gone on, I think that's in my current personal best, you can see that there as well, and it's not that big of a problem. What you optimally want to do is get no damage at all there, because you are going to do a grenade boost later on. So it's best to actually kill... You don't need to kill him, by the way. He's actually stuck in a cutscene, kind of. So here is a box up there. There is grenades in it. You need this thing to break stuff later on. It's a melee attack weapon. Then you go here, and if you got damage now, there is a medkit here. That takes time, so you don't want to get any damage when you're going through that gate. You get the grenade, and here you do a grenade boost to get up there. It's not that difficult once you learn it. The real problem about this grenade boost is those two guards up there. Once they hit you and shoot you down to like less than 80 health points, then you get a real problem. But other than that, you will be fine and can proceed here. As you can see, 85 I had, now I'm only having 6. So when you're doing the grenade boost correctly, you will get like 80 damage. A little less than 80 this time. So here are several ways to do this. The trick that Bloodbath used was to actually perform kind of a ledge boost, or I don't know if you call it that way. This is actually done under time pressure. As you can see, I just slide it on top of it, like that. So you need a little practice. You jump onto the ledge and crouch. And that way you will have, your body will be small enough to actually fit through this gap, and also so that you have a little space to maneuver yourself. So the second thing, the thing is that above there you can see that we're just falling down on several headcrabs. They will kill you if you're taking too long for this. So I don't know, I never timed it, but it's actually enough time. Either way, when you're going for better times, you will want to reset anyway if you take too long on this trick. You can also go the normal way. This is the slowest way. It takes a lot of time to actually break this thing. And another way that's actually easiest, I would say, when you're in the middle here, you come out of the water, you do like a dolphin jump or whatever. With a little practice, that's not that difficult to do. What you do is you look up, you press jump, press forward, and once you reach the highest point, and you have to do it right in the middle here, then you will be able to get over. See? Crouch so that your body is small enough to get through the gap, and then it's not difficult. It's pretty easy. So the next thing you want to do here is throw several grenades. The first one goes up there, because there is a security guard here. And he will shoot you from upstairs, from up here, and he's having a pretty good overview over this area here, and that is pretty deadly since you performed a grenade jump just before. So you will get up here for several reasons. First one is to actually press this switch, so that down there this door will open where you have to go through. That's the one thing. There we are again. The second thing is the health kits, and you throw another grenade here so that you make way and get through there. Sometimes you don't hit him, that's not really a problem, then you have to kill him this way. And here sometimes those zombies will be in your way. So make your way as fast as possible through this canal. Here you just go on. Here's a trigger, you need to hit this trigger. And then you go on here. We took a lot of damage right now. Here's another trigger that you need to hit. Sometimes when you're not fast enough, the zombie will be like here and you can't go on. You first have to kill him and then you can get the trigger. I will show this again. That's another way to get up here. It's a little faster. Just need to practice it a little bit to make it fluent. Get through here as fast as possible. Several triggers that are not really interesting. Shotgun is pretty important. I would always take it. Hit the trigger that you will not see in a normal run. The extra short triggers is not allowed in runs. Then you go through here. Now you can see he's blocking me. I can't get past him. That's a little RNG in this game. So you go through here. That's pretty normal. I would strongly recommend getting the ammunition that is in here, shotgun ammunition, and through this grid. Everything normal so far. If you need health, you will find some in these boxes, in this one. But you don't really need it at this point. Oh, I got stuck. This is a little finicky, but you will get used to it. Like, it's just a little slow. And you go on through here. No big deal. So there was an old strategy that Bloodbear's actually performed in his runs, where he went all the way up here and so on, and then got this box, the other box up there. So the fastest strategy is to actually shoot this thing from here. Is there not a safe? Yes, there is. So as you can see, there is kind of a clamp and like a rope or whatever with which this thing is set on the wall, on the ceiling. And you can shoot it from here. One thing is hitting this thing, that's the clamp itself, or hitting the rope. And then you push it over here. This is a pretty easy, very fun trick when you get it. It's not that difficult to perform. What you need to do is put this thing here. Oh no. Right before this ledge, and then you stand on the ledge. And then you perform an object boost. Perform the object boost up and crouch once you hit this thing. And then just press right strafe, so you will get over this thing. It's not difficult to do, really not. So here is another medkit that I would recommend getting now, because you need a medkit. Here's a SMG that you don't really need, but you can pick it up. It makes things more convenient. You need to hit this trigger up with a pistol, otherwise you can't proceed. There is some RNG here with the fan. As you can see, it's difficult to pass by. You can also go through this fan when it's not really done yet. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's also RNG. It sometimes happens that the bullets don't get through, and once it's slowed down a little bit, you can also get through. Didn't do that now, just missed it, but it's not that difficult. So here you can see when you're standing on this thing, you can't really go on, you have to crouch here. So you will have to go right up in front, like in front of this wall, and then you can go on. If you're standing here, you cannot really jump. I'm standing up straight right now. So you go on here, preferably shoot this grid. Now here's a cutscene that is forward. You have to shoot all of those, then the trigger appears here. You go through this trigger and then truck will arrive. You have to make haste and get over it as quickly as possible. Getting crushed by it usually doesn't happen, but what does happen is that you get shot, and you don't want that. Best thing you want is to have like 100 health at this point. You go up here. Yeah, that was a little too early. And then you need to get rid of those dogs, because they will be in your way. You need this box to perform a box boost. Now, goes in here. There's the dog. You can be fast enough to actually make it without having another enemy encounter, although it takes a little practice. What you do here is a ledge. You cannot take this box with you down this ramp because it's getting stuck somehow. I don't really know why. I guess it's just a thing about how the mapping works. As you can see, here is kind of an uneven transition between this flat floor and this ramp, and that makes the box get stuck. You need to position it here, and then you approach it with going backwards, and that way the box won't move. The box will only move if you approach it with use or with going forward. Then you turn around and you aim like here. As you can see, you're having this margin here, the margin of the box, and then you're having like separate plates, 4 plates. And you will align yourself on the right side between those cracks of the third plate, between this crack and this crack in the middle, and that gives you the optimal trajectory. With 250 FPS, this trick is actually not that difficult. At least it shouldn't be. You make your way over here. Oh man, I would like to get that fluent. That's actually interesting. This security guard is here 2 times. I'm gonna show that specifically because it's actually a bummer. Now look, he's standing up straight and then he's lying down. He's in 2 positions at once, basically. When you're fast enough, you're coming through this load trigger and he will be standing there. He will block you here, but he will also be blocking you here. Yes? So you have to go through those 2 security guards that are there at the same time. Like that. Now you're having 100 health. You ready up the grenade. The easiest thing is to get up here. Like this. There will be other setups, but this is just the basic thing. You can change it up as you like. I always take this weapon here. And then what you want to do is have the right trajectory and speed to actually get on this ledge that I just got. Otherwise you will go down. You go to the store. I maybe should just explain that for a second because that was maybe a little fast. Gonna do it again if I get it. So now I'm not having the trajectory and the speed, so I have to go from down, from beneath. Come from beneath. There is a doorknob here. Hey, Trevor the Waver. There is a doorknob here that I can push, that I can trigger through the wall, as you know from Half-Life already. So that's one thing. You go on here, you push this trigger. And I would always open this door also because I'm going through there. Yeah, I'm rushing things just a little bit because it's not that difficult and people will have the opportunity to watch it again later on. So this is a strategy found by Bloodvase. I didn't know about that and I realized it later because so it's not really in my PB right now, but maybe it will be. I don't know. So there are 2 triggers. One trigger closes the door. This is this one. The other trigger will make Albert disappear because Albert is actually still there, even though he's around the corner. As you can see, there he is. So when we go, when we are going through this trigger here, he will disappear. Yeah. And then you would actually, I will just show this for a second. This was the old way how I did it as well. You would have to go up here. You would have to push a button again through the wall. You go through the wall because otherwise there will be explosion that will hurt you and will cost you a lot of health and will make things more difficult. Once you hit this trigger and going into this room, Albert will come back. There was an old strategy that I explained in the guide section that is now outdated basically. So I'm gonna show it again with Albert not disappearing because it's really easy that way. You go through here, you take him.
It's something that could bring anyone alive or dead.
He comes with you. You go to this door. This is the cellar door. Go into this corner. When he's there, you push him into the trigger. Once he meets this trigger, you can activate this panel yourself, and the door will open. Really easy. Saves like, I don't know, compared to my current run, will save like another 20 seconds. Yeah, 20 seconds might be a good estimate, I would say. And that's that. There was a huge cutscene here that took like, a minute. You don't need to attend that. You go further through this trigger. I will make a save here. And you will have to go through this, over this. Be careful, this floor is actually hazardous. It is electrified. At least that's the story. You could deactivate it by shooting this button. You can also deactivate it when you're standing here. I believe it's difficult from here. Is it actually possible? I'm not even sure. I could try just out of curiosity. No, it's not working. So you will have to jump over it. That's the fastest way. Then you go on here, jump on this, I always take the med kit because it makes things a lot easier. This is a difficult trick that has been explained by Bloodvess. Not that difficult once you understand how it's working. You line yourself here and you stand straight on the wall, directly on the wall, and then you look at this kind of line at the end of this line, you know, between the yellow and the black line, like here, and then you make sure with your HUD view angles, like BXT HUD view angles 1. Yes, that's what I'm having set up on the right side, as you can see, and there you see the pitch and the yaw, and you need to have the yaw at like just a little bit under 0. That's what works most consistent for me. I will try it now. And then you reduce FPS to 43, I believe. Okay, 43 max FPS. And that way you will have a different speed for when you press use and you go forward or backwards or something like this. You will have a different speed. I will just show this for a second, that there are different mechanics. When I'm having 250 FPS, you can see the FPS count on the left top corner, and I press use and go forward. I'm very, very slow. Alright, now I'm having 43 FPS. I bound that to a key. Yes, now I'm having 43 FPS. I'm pressing use and I'm going forward, and I'm much faster. The rule just is, the higher the FPS you press use and go forward or into any other direction, you will be accordingly slower. So this is what I did. I'm aligning myself here again, 43 FPS, pressing use, I'm going forward, and midair I reduce FPS to 5. And that's it. You can also look at the trick again in the guide section. So you will go on here. This is a jump that's really fun when you get it. It's really not difficult. I will show it again. What you will do is get on this thing over here. Hey, streaming fire. You will jump on this thing here, and then you will make your way over here. Bloodbath had a just slightly slower setup. Yeah, They Hunger is a great game. It's also a very great casual playthrough, even better than the speedrun, I would say, although the speedrun is pretty nice as well. So yeah, just make your way over here, kind of. You can do it different ways. It's also actually possible, if you're having the right speed and angle and everything, that you shoot this vent axis mid-air, jump into the vent axis, and then jump forward like and save like 3 seconds or something. But that would be huge because the vent is really small. I'm fine streaming, thank you. How are you doing? Oh, what's wrong? Okay. So the next thing is, you want the 2 items in these boxes. Fastest way to get them, because I will just show that. See, that's awfully slow, and you have to do it 2 times. Nobody wants to do that. So you pull out the grenade and you actually explode them. Ah, that was a little fast. Let's do it again. Like this. Get the 2 items and proceed here. And once you reach this trigger, door will close, and another trigger, and the cutscene will start. So you will try and get into this room as fast as possible. There we are.
You're too late to stop me. Now you're about to witness the historical moment.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a very basic tutorial. It's not too serious. We can talk.
I have found the secret of life
So,
and death.
where did I actually put that weapon? Oh, here it is. So this is a really nice trick. Not too difficult. First thing is, you have to kill this monster. I always shoot like 25 bullets, and then I'm aligning myself to this dot here, like in the same height. When you're measuring it from the distance between this thing and this thing, yes, then there are 3 dots from this right side of this platform here. That's the first. The the second, and the third. And I'm trying to be on the height of the third one. That's just my personal setup, but it might be helpful to you. I don't know if I just interrupt the cutscene now, or if it's gonna go on or not. Sometimes the cutscene will not commence, and then you basically just have to restart the run. That's a little sorry, but you cannot do really anything about it. Might be a problem about saving and reloading within a level, so that it actually works. I don't know. So I align myself here, and now you see the timer up on the left top corner. And the grenade will explode exactly after 4 seconds, right? So I'm timing this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And up I am. It's really not difficult. What do you have to do? You stand here, you position it here, you go back, you wait the 4 seconds, right at the 4th second you jump up and press backwards. Jump up and crouch, so crouch jump, yes, crouch jump, plus crouch and plus jump, or plus duck as it is, I think, and go backwards, and that way you will go up without losing that much health. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and there we go. You position yourself here, be a little bit careful so you don't fall down, and you just proceed from here. So I'm not gonna say anything about this here because it's just, I don't know how to deal with this, so I really don't know. You go through here, here's some health, that's not too difficult to get. Shoot this guy, get the health. You can also shoot him and not get the health. Health management is a little needed here because you need to do another grenade jump here. So you will memorize this way, no problem. Do grenade jump up here. There's not much to say about this. This is a little finicky. Take your time and find a setup that's actually working to get up quickly here. You don't need you need to shoot him because he's blocking away, but you don't need to shoot him. This is not really a maze, but it's a little difficult in the beginning to memorize all of this. Nothing special here. Open this door, and now there are 2 ways to go down here. I prefer this way because it gives you additional speed and you can need that when you're down here. You can jump over these creatures by jumping and crouching. The other way is to go up here and then descend here. Might be faster, I'm not sure. It's possible. So you can access this button through the wall. You have to basically just memorize this way. Not difficult. Get out the SMG. I would recommend... oh, that was just a little bit damage. So there is another way to get down there. I would just show that. Oh, that was not good. Do it again. You have to kill them because you will need a little space to actually proceed. Oh, I didn't access. Oh, did I? Do I have to? I don't know. Yeah, well, doesn't really matter. So I'm the other way to proceed is. Let me see if I can get this. To jump on this. What is it? There's a tree here. Yes, there it is. Okay. To get just a little less damage. Hey, Dabor. Oh, come on, man. It's slow and it doesn't really save that much damage, to be honest. There it is. Oh, it actually does. Because the tree is so high. Well, but yeah. Okay, so anyway, you have to go through here, and here is another maze kind of structure. You just have to find your way through here and know where you have to go. Press this button. What you want to do is, you cannot shoot those boxes at some time. You need to wait until this monster is arriving, because those boxes might actually block you. I will show you. You see, they are blocking you. That's not good. So what you want to do is wait until you hear the footsteps, then you shoot them. That speeds up things. You can pass, no problem. There is a security guard up there. If you're too slow, he will shoot you. That's not good, because you need the health again for another damage boost. Flash creature. So here I throw grenade because there is an enemy behind this door and he's blocking me. And you can prevent that easily by just shooting him. So we will do this again. Like this. Then you go up here, 1 health, not much. And that's because we need some health. I'm gonna show this again. So what you could also do in theory is get out here and then do a grenade jump like this and explode this like this, would save a little time. As you see, the left box contained some more SMG grenades and the right box contained a health kit. I would suggest getting both. The SMG grenades are not that important, but the health kit certainly is. So there is a trigger in the end of the hall. You need to meet it to actually proceed here.
My goodness.
He will block you if you just kill him normally. But he's gonna fall, you cannot pass, so that's why you would actually wanna use a grenade here. This skeleton is not really interesting. You kill this one, you go up on the ledge. This is a little finicky, be careful, but you will make it, no problem. You could also fall down, but just be a little bit careful. Jump up on this thing, go a little bit behind. Hello. Go a little bit behind, so like here and not in this direction, so that you have a little breathing space for jumping, like this. You will hate this trick. You will hate this trick. And then you just go here, open the button, open the elevator door, hit this trigger down here, shoot this guy, open the door, activate the truck, maybe get some help. Get out here, and there's the trigger. You hit that, you have to hit it to complete the run. And there we go, 28 minutes, 57 seconds, world record. That's what you want to do. Even if you die in the end, it's not a problem, you will have finished the run. So there is maybe one more thing I could explain here that might be interesting. Just to be a little, to have a little space to actually do that. So you can check all the boxes and see if there is stuff in it that might actually be interesting for your run. There are two weapons that I frequently use in the run that are not usual Half-Life weapons, and you will have difficulties finding the names of these weapons in the internet. So I will just tell you right now. The one thing is like a melee weapon. It is called weapon TH is for the hunger spanner. Yes? Look. And when I press 4, I'm getting this thing. This is the first melee weapon you will get during the run. If you want a shortcut to it, just use this command. bind, and then take a key, whatever you like, and have this command. The second weapon I usually use is no, not the ghost weapon, I don't need that. The AP9, so weapon underscore th underscore AP9. Yes, and this is this weapon here that you can also use frequently. And the rest is basically the same. There are other weapons as well, several hunger weapons I didn't mention right now, but you really don't need them, I would say. So yeah, that's it. Let me think if I forgot anything. You should make different binds for FPS max settings. Like I think I'm having 4 right now. The first one is the standard. It's 250 FPS. I'm using that as a max. It could also be standard, but it is actually allowed to be unlimited FPS. The problem is that the physics don't really work with that very well, I would say. I don't know. At least not for me. So I'm using 250 as the standard. The second is for making NPCs go a little faster with FPS max 10. Doesn't look very pretty, I have to say, and I don't really use it in episode 2 anymore since I have this other setup for Albert Skip. Usually I would have him move a little faster. You can use that for this. The next thing that I was using earlier was FPS max 43 that you need for the trick, the Edgebug at the elevator. That's pretty difficult in the beginning, but it's actually not that difficult. It's just a lot of stuff to set up. I'm streaming at 30 FPS by the way when we're talking about FPS. Yeah, and the last setup you need, which you want to switch to in midair, is FPS max 5. All those settings are for the old, I'm gonna say it wrong now, but the old version of the game, like nghl and goldsrc 2 beta are using it. So if you would use gold src package 1.31, all those FPS values would be reduced, or would have to be reduced in your config by 0.5. So for the trick at the elevator, for example, running on gold src package 1.31, you would have to use an FPS max of 42.5. At least that would be the right translation because of the game version. Hey, iTech. I never checked the highest I can run Half-Life on, to be honest, but I think it's 2560 times 1080 because of the screen. So yes, that's episode 2. If there are any questions, I will provide this video in Twitch TV and maybe even on YouTube. And if you are having questions, just come to the the Source Runs Discord in goldsrc channel. There you can post questions about they hunger. Also in the forums on speedrun.com, they_hunger, I believe. So that's it for episode 2.